this person has wrote, Toppo should have been the main big bad guy of the Tournament of Power, not Jiren. He had more character, he grew over time, had interest and motivations, and the transformation to a god of destruction was the cherry on top. Whereas Jiren was simply just a strong fighter with little backstory or character. What do you think about that?
Ooh, I think I can maybe get behind that.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about the mini tournament before the Tournament of Power, yeah, Toppo's hidden in his cloak. You can't see him. He's this mysterious guy who's with the destroyer,
Yep.
with his destroyer. Like, why is he so important? Why is he? What if it was Jiren's the big bad? Well, the big powerful character. Should he not have been the ones with the destroyer?
Yeah.
Like, I know he's the captain, the Pride Troopers, but it would follow that continuity of this mysterious bad guy who steps up to Goku in the mini tournament and is like, "You are my problem. I am going to deal with you." And then later in the Tournament of Power, it's Toppo and Vegeta. Like,
Yeah.
Goku and Toppo don't really engage that much, considering um, how much Toppo threatened to destroy, promised to destroy him. He definitely had growth and everything like that. Turning into a destroyer, it's definitely an arc for him. I liked that. It was the only time that I saw Jiren basically turn and show any true emotion for the most part,
Yeah.
because he called out Toppo.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he turned his back on everything that he believed, which was quite interesting from Jiren's part because he called him out. So
Yeah.
I'll give Jiren. Jiren is a terrible bad guy for the most part. He's got no personality, but I did like it when Jiren did that.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really talk a lot about that though. Like, Toppo didn't really, like, yeah, he kind of just went, "Nah, I didn't," but he did. Like, he didn't really engage in it a lot as much as I would have liked him to. No, I could get behind it. And
I
he's in a damn cool form as well when he goes God of Destruction,
yeah.
and he's obviously they've followed him. That he's obviously been their main focus throughout, like their universe, because they've made him the God of Destruction. They've set him up.
Mm-hmm.
If they thought he wasn't strong enough, they would have made Jiren do it.
Yeah.
Or at least tried to. They've obviously recognized that Toppo is their
Next in
best,
line.
yeah, their best option. I mean, they might have done it because they knew Jiren wouldn't, but at the same time, it was a damn cool form once he changed, and he was brutal as
It
well.
was.
He did what he did what a God Destruction needed to do. I think, yeah, the only thing is, like, he thought he'd fight for justice and destroy. So it does make sense that he did turn, but I mean, a lot of stories have went that way. Main one, Darth Vader, like one of the greatest stories of all time. He was supposed to be the great savior, and then he turned around and became Darth Vader. Like, it's a great story. It's never not a good story. It's a little bit of a cliche story, but
But it
it's
works.
never not good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I could get behind it. It's a
I think
good, yeah.
yeah, I think I could as well. Like, I'm not a big fan of Jiren because I don't like big, muscular, strong characters with no actual character. Their character is just the fact that they're strong. I don't like that. And for the most part, throughout every I was gonna say throughout every saga there is a character like that. In the Saiyan saga, there's Nappa, and he was just a big, strong brute. But he wasn't the main guy. And
No.
it was Team Four Star who made him an interesting character because in the show he wasn't interesting. He was just a big, strong brute who was like the muscle guy for Vegeta, and that was it. He wasn't around long. He died. That's it. Done. In the Frieza saga, there's the Ginyu Force, and there's Recoome, who again is the big, strong brute of the team. You know, he's the biggest of the team. He's the most muscular. He is the strongest. And he does have more character than Nappa, but for the most part, he is just known as the strong one of the group. You know, that's his role, that's his job. He isn't again, he isn't the leader though. Captain Ginyu is. He's not even. I mean, Captain Ginyu even is like a minion to Frieza. So Recoome is down the list. He is not the main big bad. In the Boo saga, you can argue that Boo's separate forms, he has the big strong one as well, Super Boo. Where he is the tallest, he is the strongest. And again, that's not the final form. He isn't the main bad guy. Kid Boo ends up being the main bad guy, not Super Boo. So again, the big strong one isn't the main threat. In the Tournament of Power, though, Jiren is when he shouldn't be. They've not done that every other time, so why are they doing it now when Toppo is right there? He has a good story, He is the leader. He recruits the other Pride Troopers back when you see him on the planet, He's wearing his suit. He's talking to the other guys in the team. He's looking cool. He is the main focus for like every time you see that universe. Toppo is, for the most part, the main focus until the fight. Then Jiren's the main focus. It's like, why though? Yes, Jiren's mysterious. He's sitting there, just cross-legged, doing nothing. I get it.
Yeah.
But Toppo was the main focus the whole time.
Yeah, it's like Totally Not Mark when he was covering it, when he did his review of the Super tournament, and he's like, literally every time he went to Jiren, he's like, oh, Jiren's awake again. Neat. But it's like nothing's actually happening. It's like it's just showing that there's nothing. Like he's just asleep all the time, and it's like when he does wake up to do something, I think he doesn't he bat Kale away at some point when she starts kicking off.
Yeah.
And calm down. Yeah, and then he's like, okay, right.
He puts the shield up around them for a while as well. And
yeah, like he doesn't actually do anything. Like he's literally just sleeping or meditating. But it's like, nah, you're not doing anything. And all the while you've got Dispo, you've got Toppo, they're all doing things. And it's like, and yeah, he's literally Toppo, he's an impressive character because he literally do what he believes is anything for justice. He will sacrifice all of everything. He sacrifice all of his principles and everything like that as long as he feels it's what's right and just. So yeah, there's development and everything like that. You see an arc within him, even though he's not the primary antagonist.
Exactly. Like, should the mystique of Jiren, should it have got as far as it did with Jiren becoming the big bad just based on mystique alone, just because he is the big one of the group who just sits there not doing anything, staying quiet, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I wonder what he's going to be like, when Toppo was the main focus. And it should have been. And he even turns into the God of Destruction. And it's such a cool form, like you said. I really, really like the God of Destruction Toppo form. It looks great. All of his attacks are so cool as well. And the fight with Vegeta was excellent. And I feel like it would have made sense for him to have been the main bad guy. They could have kept Jiren as the strong, silent one of the group, and yes, he would have been a handful for a lot of people, but they didn't need to make him as powerful as they did. He could have just been the big, strong one, but also get eliminated, and then make Toppo, when he turns into the God of Destruction, as powerful as Jiren was, and they could have continued the story like that.
Yeah, I was going to suggest something. I've just had that thought there while we were talking, is that they have Jiren and Goku's desperate to fight Jiren because he looks super powerful, and then they fight him and then they barely defeat him.
Yeah.
And then that's when Toppo becomes the God of Destruction. He was like, it was me all along.
Yeah. it would have been an even bigger swerve to think that, okay, Toppo so far, he's been a handful, but he's not the strong. Obviously, they're focusing on Jiren to make him look strong, and it's like, okay, Toppo, he's strong, but we can tell that Jiren's stronger. They beat Jiren, eliminate him, and then Toppo's left, and he transforms, and it's like, oh, now there's a problem. Yeah. And that's how
they're barely on their feet. Yeah, they're barely on their feet after Jiren or something like that.
Yeah.
And then this raises up.
Yeah, because it would make sense, because all of the other gods of destruction, all of the angels and stuff, the gods of destruction are like the rulers, they completely rule, and Toppo is one in training, and him just being in the tournament alone, it puts him on level with all the other gods of destruction, and it's like, he should not be in this tournament at that point. He is too strong, but
Yeah,
yet they get rid of him, and it's like he could have been the main bad guy. And I completely agree with this take. I think, yeah, replace Jiren with Toppo. Toppo had more story, he was better character, and it would have made sense.
yeah. No, I think it's a good take. I think we're actually fully in agreement for this one. It's surprising. I really wasn't expecting to come with like I don't just think it's a good take. I think it's a really good take.
Yeah.
An excellent take. There's a lot of it's easily justified.
Hmm.
But I think a lot of that easy justification comes because of the fact of how poor antagonist Jiren is.
Hmm.
If like Jiren was incredibly interesting, then even but yeah, the fact that Jiren's so poor justifies the reasoning more for making Top the main antagonist. But no, I really like the take. I think it's a good one. I
Yeah.
approve.
I also approve. It gets the stamp of approval from both of us.